Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Dubai Stars. For today, I don't know if I really need to introduce my guest. He's Farouk Syed, one of the biggest YouTubers in Dubai, founder and CEO of Springfield Real Estate.
Thank you for having me, Anthony. I appreciate this opportunity to be on your YouTube channel as well. Finally, thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. It has been a long due. We've been preparing for this for a few months.
We've been discussing this over the last 3-4 months now.
4 months.
We finally I've got Anthony free actually for this. So thank you for having us.
Because of COVID, the restrictions and stuff, we couldn't do it. But alhamdulillah, you're here. For the first question, which I ask every guest on the show, why Dubai? How did you come to Dubai? And how did everything start?
Well, for me, it was a very natural selection, Dubai. I came here when I was a couple of months old. So it really wasn't my choice. My father used to work in Libya. That's where I was born. And when I was a few months old, my dad transferred his work to Dubai. And that's how Dubai came into being. And our whole family moved here. And luckily the city has been growing in the way that it has been. So there was never another option that I even ever thought about other than Dubai. You know, when we moved here, did my schooling here, did my university here, went out to actually the States for a couple of years to do my MBA. And as soon as the MBA was over, I was on the next flight back in Dubai and started hustling since then.
And why did you pick the real estate?
So once again, real estate has been in our family for a very long time. My dad started actually in real estate and real estate investment, not really on the brokerage side, but more as an investor in the early 2000s when Dubai's real estate market was coming up. So actually my dad was one of the first people on the lines of Emar's launches of Springs and Arabian Ranches and back in the day Greens. So that's when we started really getting into real estate. And then as a family in 2008, we formed Springfield. This was still when I was quite young. I was only 18 years old when we started Springfield. And that's it. You know, as a family, we decided, you know, we were helping a lot of family and friends invest their money. And then we decided, you know what, let's formalize this. And we started Springfield Properties more like an investment company rather than a brokerage company. So basically from 2008 up until 2012, which was some of the worst years of the real estate investment, we were actually stuck. And we actually had a lot of our investors and our more like family and friends whose money we had invested in real estate and really trying to get sorted through some issues in 2010, 11. And then obviously in 2011 onwards, the market started picking up again. So a lot of those investments actually turned out okay and recovered a lot of people's money and everything. And then in 2012 is the year that I actually came back from the States after pursuing my MBA, completing my MBA. And then 2012, we basically started this brokerage side of the business and we started hiring brokers and, you know, started doing deals as more of a brokerage firm rather than an investment company. So that's the story, you know, 2012, 2013 is when we really kick-started and started really going into brokerage full force. And alhamdulillah, you know, things have been doing well. Dubai as a city has been growing
well is an understatement. We know you're doing great.
Thank you so much. And alhamdulillah, real estate has been rewarding both financially and is something that I have a big passion for as well. And luckily, Dubai turned out to be a great choice for the real estate industry and for our own company as well. So there's really never been looking back.
Your family, it's a family business. We see you a lot, you and your brothers.
That's right.
Tell me, how do you divide the responsibilities? Each one is in charge of something, and how do you guys cope up as a family? Because when you work as a family, it's either amazing or it's nerve-wracking. So tell me more about this experience.
No, alhamdulillah, it's been really, really good with my younger brothers as well. So I obviously entered the business in 2012. Then my younger brothers came in a little later. Luckily, we have the age gap between us. My second brother was Usman. He is about 4 years younger than me, so he joined the business 4 years after. My youngest brother joined the business just 4 years ago. So obviously we have that. We've divided the responsibilities in some ways. I'm obviously the CEO of the company, managing the day-to-day activities. My younger brother Usman, luckily actually, to be honest, we all love real estate. as a whole family, we're lucky that, even the younger brothers, they really had a passion, because very often I see in families that the younger generation, they don't always want to go into the family business. So luckily, Dubai and real estate has been such a nice industry to be a part of, both financially and even, it's something that we all really enjoy as well.
Inspired them with the nice cars and the lifestyle.
Exactly, the lifestyle. I mean, there's a lot of,
also.
Exactly. So they obviously, I'm lucky enough, and we're lucky enough as a family, that they also obviously enjoyed this industry a lot. And Abdullah now, who's the youngest brother, actually manages our Ready team. So he's always been spearheading downtown, and as an area, he's developed his team of Ready agents. Usman has always been into the more high-end luxury. He loves working with his own clients. He's not really been much of he's more selective on the clients he works. He has some of the best network of clients as well. So he's been more involved in that, and obviously taking care of the operational side of the company. So Usman is very good with his marketing skills and stuff. So he takes care of a lot of our marketing work. I obviously manage a lot of our brokers, but me and Usman, who's the second brother, we manage the team, take care of whatever the new launches are coming up, the developer stock that we're selling. We obviously manage most of that. And he's more into client management side. I'm more on the operational side. And my youngest brother, he's spearheading the Ready property section in our company. So we do have different roles, but we all obviously sit together on a daily basis to discuss what's happening, what to do, how to divide the tasks. And luckily the age gap really gives us that edge, that we don't have much arguments, luckily, since they all have to listen to the elder brother. We come from a very traditional family where the elder brother...
Very diplomatic.
No, but I mean, I absolutely love my brothers, and we have a very healthy relationship, and that's the only way you can survive in business.
So from 2012 until date, it's almost 10 years. And I'm sure you had a massive roller coaster up and down. And we see you grow your company now. You are more than 100 agents and property management handling the country. So tell me, what was the most challenges that you faced when you wanted to grow the company?
So in the beginning, I think the biggest challenge that I had was identifying the right people, and to diversify the tasks, or to, give everyone their own tasks and stuff. So I think that was a bit of a challenge in the beginning. I was trying to do it all in the beginning. Exactly. But then obviously as time went, and I realized that, we have some very, very good people on our team. And after we, empowered them to make the right decisions and to manage their own teams as well, really, I think that's when our company really started seeing the massive growth that we had over the last 4 or 5 years. But in the beginning, I think that was one of the main challenges, and trying to be everywhere at once. So actually learning the managerial style or the organizational structure and managing key people's relationship, because obviously you understand the best of your agents require or demand the most from the company and demand the most from yourself as well. So I think managing those key people and empowering them and rewarding them and making sure that they're there because of the company culture, and actually building the culture also within the company is the biggest key. Because in real estate, you understand, a lot of people always say that agents are coming through a revolving door. Yes, there are some agents that will come and leave the company as well. I mean, we've had that as well. But actually the biggest success thing in managing a real estate company is to be able to retain the key people. So loyalty doesn't come easy, as you know. Getting the right people on the job, making sure that they stick around, making sure that they're empowered enough, and that they're there, and getting more right people onto the jobs as well, like hiring more agents. So in the beginning, getting those people was a little bit tough, but I think once we did, and once we were successful enough to getting the right people on the job, I think then we saw the growth right after that. I think that has been one of the biggest blessings for me, is to finding the right people and to build a good company culture. I think that's the biggest thing in managing a real estate company, is that you need to have the right cultures, that when the new agents are able to come on board in the company, they're obviously trained well, they're felt like they're a part of a bigger picture, not just thrown in the corner, because that's what happens in a lot of real estate companies. You just hire someone and you just given a desk and a laptop and a phone, a database, call them, start calling, and they have no training, they have no idea as to what they need to do, they have no vision, what the company's vision is. They're not aligned to the company's vision as well. So in the beginning, getting those people right on board, making sure that they're becoming a good part of the company, and retaining them in the end. I believe anyone who you hire should not be in a position in 3 months and they say that we don't know what we're doing. You know, in the first few weeks, the trainings, the integration that they have within the company is key for most real estate companies, and is what leads them to success.
And after you said that, like, I just remember now, like, I have been approached with tons of agents from all sorts of companies, but I've never got someone from Springfield asking me if I'm hiring. So, so that's a good one for you. Farouk, tell me, first of all, congratulations on your new baby born.
Thank you so much.
God bless him, that's the new crown prince, having the legacy. Tell me, how did this affect your life? What was the positivity of you having a new baby?
Well, I mean, to be honest, in the beginning, you know, when I just got married newly to my wife, and, you know, we were a bit skeptic about, you know, just having a baby. You know, I've been married for 2.5 years, and my baby's 4 months now. So we were a bit like, no, first 2, 3, 4 years, you have to enjoy life and, you know, travel the world and, you know, enjoy. This is our younger years. You need to enjoy or make the most of life. And then COVID happened. And we were stuck together for a few months in the same bedroom.
You're traveling from the living area.
The living area to within the house. But no, honestly, like, I mean, the baby really brings a lot of perspective into your life. It really, you know, makes you feel grateful. I mean, this is the best gift. You know, I go home every day. I wait now to go home and look at my baby, you know, and just play with my baby. Like, it's something that changes your perspective on life. The fact that you brought another life. You know, I remember a friend of mine. You know, the day he gave a baby, the day his wife gave birth, I was sitting with him and I was driving him from the hospital back, and I was asking him, like, bro, how do you feel? And I remember his words. He's like, Farouk, I've tried every drug in the world, but this feels way better than all of them. And I was like, okay, that's a great way to describe this feeling. And honestly, I think, you know, I felt the same way the day I had my baby. It was one of the happiest days of my life. You know, so it is something that really brings a lot of perspective into your life. I'm a big believer that brings you very good luck. You know, people in my office, they joke, sir, you had a baby and the market's been booming. They're like, every few years, Dubai needs you to have a baby and make sure the market keeps booming. Now's the time. But no, honestly, it brings a lot of perspective into your life. It brings a lot of joy and happiness, something that you can't measure. And the kind of happiness that you feel after having a baby, Anthony, trust me, it's something that you've never felt before. No deal, no business success, no success brings you that sort of happiness that a child brings into your life.
I'm still guilty of the stage where I want to travel the world.
I know you are.
Stage and I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. So that this awakened the instinct of you of hunting as a man. Like, I need to do way more what I'm doing today to provide for him.
No, 100%. You know, when I go home, I have to think about, you know, that I'm now responsible for another child. I'm responsible for another life. You know, things like even driving fast. You're just like, wait a second, you can't put yourself in that kind of risk. You know, I have a baby to take care of. You know, I can't do this, I can't do that. I don't want to do this. You know, I have to think a lot more seriously now about literally everything you're doing in life. So it really brings a lot more perspective, really makes you a lot more serious about work. I'm now planning, okay, 10 years from today, where will I be? I need to be providing for my baby. I need to be providing for my child.
He's a villa in Emirates Hills. There's a Lamborghini coming. You know, he needs to.
He needs to have it all.
I need like $10 million for
exactly.
Yeah.
Trust fund account. I mean, even on work perspective, I think it brings a lot of responsibility. It makes, I mean, not that I wasn't responsible before, but it actually adds a lot more feeling of responsibility into your work and makes you a lot more serious. You know, that you need to do a lot more to provide for your family now. Before it's just you and your wife, and now there's someone else. So it's a different feeling, and really it pushes you, I think.
Amazing, bless him, and hopefully we see another one without the COVID.
We want to put a pause. Yeah. So after 4 months of going through a newborn baby, there's a lot of challenges as well. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hard work that goes into having a baby as well. So I think we're going to pause a few years before we go on for the next one, inshallah.
Tell me, during this 9 or 10 years in the industry of real estate, what was your most awkward moment?
The most awkward situation I've ever been to? Okay, now you're putting me on the spot. So, most awkward situation I've ever been in. I mean, within real estate.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's within real estate, then let me think about the most awkward. I think one of the most awkward situations I've ever been is, and I'm sure any real estate broker, I think, might have been through something like this, but luckily didn't happen much to me before. But I remember going into a viewing once, and I was with a client, and I was showing a property, I think above a 10 million dirhams property, and this client showed up who had done maybe, I think, 40 viewings with me. And he walks in with another agent, and I'm like, you? Out of everyone walking to my listing after doing more than 40 viewings with me and promising me that I'm your exclusive agent. I think that was one of the most awkwardest things that ever happened to me. And I think after that I was like, wait a second, I can't be doing, all of this kind of working with these kind of clients. I need to make sure that, after a certain stage in my life working in real estate for so many years, selective clients, I can't be doing this with everyone. So now, after that, I think it was a few years ago. It's been quite a few years now. But after that, I realized, I said, wait a second, I need to be choosing my own clients. And luckily, I'm at that stage in my life where I can now be a lot more selective with who I choose to work with. And making sure that they're very exclusive rather than running into these awkward viewings where the same client shows up and I'm like, oh, you're the guy who's showing this house? But yeah, I think that's one of the most awkward situations that I've been in. Meeting a client at a viewing that I'm conducting or open house that I'm conducting, and that client's been multiple viewings with me before. Are you the same guy that promised me I'm your exclusive broker? Should have got something signed from you earlier. But yeah, I think that's one of the most awkward situations that I've been in within the real estate sphere.
It's an easy one. We had way worse than that. Farouk, I want to congratulate you on your YouTube page. You just hit 100,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much.
In 1 year.
Thank you.
Wow. Like really wow. Like I really admire that. Good on you.
Thank you so much.
Take me back. Why did you start the social media? How did you get inspired? How was the first move? How was everything about social media?
I've always been active on Instagram since I think when Instagram came out back in 2000 and I don't know when it came out, 2010, 10, 11, 12, whenever it came out. I was very active within my social friends circle and stuff. When Snapchat used to be the big thing before. I mean, it still is for a lot of people. Unfortunately, I'm not very active on Snapchat anymore. But when it was, I used to story a lot. Then when Instagram started the story function, I think I just ended my Snapchat social media account and I was all in on Instagram. I really didn't use it professionally at all up until I think maybe 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago. I realized that, okay, wait a second, this platform should be used for business rather than just, making friends and, just staying in touch with friends. It's great because people are spending most time on it. So I think 3 years ago, I started just posting about real estate and just posting about every viewing I was on. It's very easy, just picking up your phone and like, hey guys, today I'm at Blue Waters. Today I'm at, Imar Sales Center. Today I'm at Nakhil's launch. I started doing that. And then obviously I think a year and a half ago is when someone in my office marketing team, the guy who actually started pushed me a lot towards YouTube, is like, sir, why don't you start making videos, but put it on YouTube? I mean, you're already doing it on Instagram. Why don't you put it on YouTube? And I was like, no, YouTube, I don't understand it. I really need to understand how to even make a channel. So I was lucky enough that I had some good marketing people in my office and they said, let's start recording something. I got inspired by a lot of, obviously, the $1 Million Listing show in the US. Obviously, their stars are doing it on a phenomenal level. Ryan Serhant, Josh Allman, all of these guys are doing phenomenal stuff on YouTube and social media in general. So I said, this trend is finally going to come to Dubai. So better get onto it fast. Rather than, have that first mover advantage. So I think I sort of had that first mover advantage as well in the beginning because there was not a lot of people doing real estate showings and showing luxury property in Dubai or the luxury lifestyle. Dubai is known for luxury lifestyle. So people around the world are searching for luxury real estate in Dubai. So I think that was sort of the inspiring moment for me when, someone in my office came up to me and said, we can do this. It's not so hard. Pick up a camera, you talk, show a property. This is what you do every day. Anyways, you're promoting Dubai every day. Just do it on a camera. Just set up a camera and just show the house. We'll record it. And I said, okay, let's do it. And I think the first vlog that we did was, actually it was a combination of 2-3 properties. It was just a day where I was going to, I remember, address JBR. And I think I was going to the W residences as well. I said, today I'm checking out 2 really cool properties. Let's get a cameraman along, and we shot something, and whatever it was, I was like, okay, let's do an intro and an outro and like a little bit of a body of a video, and that's it. We just uploaded that. And luckily by that time I had some sort of a good Instagram following, which really gave that sort of initial boost on YouTube. And then luckily after that, it was all organic growth, man. Some lucky collabs with some, like how you mentioned, I did a video with Mo Vlogs in the beginning, which really gave me a good push in the beginning, just to 1,000 subscribers and above. But I think after that it was all organic. I think the YouTube algorithm and just social media algorithm, this better than anyone else, is that you just got to keep putting out content. The more content you put, people are there to watch it. People want to learn. People consume, and you need to be giving them something interesting as well. What is your unique selling point? Our unique selling point is real estate. Showing real estate, showing Dubai as a city in a positive light, showing the real estate industry, and there's a lot of interesting stuff in real estate to show as well. So just putting it out there, you need to have a unique selling point, and once you've identified that and, work on that, put it out there, and people are going to consume the content. So I think that's how it just started. And then the first video got really good applause within my circle of friends and family. And, and by the way, I had a lot of friends who were very negative about it as well. They're like, Farouk, what is this? What are you trying to do? Some wannabe stuff? What are you trying to do? What is this? You want to stand? Come on, man. What is this? And I was like, no, I want to do it. There was a lot of negative criticism in the beginning. There was a good positive from people close to me, but there was a lot of negative criticism as well. But I think it's just about forgetting all the negativity, focusing on the positivity, and just keep going on.
I think you're a stubborn person who likes challenges. Yeah. And you want to prove it not only to everyone else, but to yourself. Like, I can take on any task and I can make it.
100%.
It's more about the character. It's more about...
But it's definitely what you're saying is 100% right. And it's something I feel like you have to enjoy it. I always enjoyed being social. I always enjoyed, obviously, real estate is something is my passion as well. So I think those two things need to get together as well. So whatever you're doing, if you're doing an exercise channel or a real estate channel or a cooking channel or, whatever your expertise is, if you're putting that out on social media to get business, it needs to be your passion as well. And you need to enjoy, obviously, being on social as well. Those two things put together, anyone can do it. I'm quite confident that if you just put your head down and you just keep working hard on it, like anything in life, you're going to get success. Success follows the hardest worker in the room. So I think...
Hardest/smarter.
100%. For sure, 100%.
Farouk, don't be diplomatic. Who's your favorite developer in Dubai?
Favorite developer? Oh my God, I have too many favorite developers. I can't say.
Let me rephrase it. Like, I know that you like a lot, and there's a lot who's doing phenomenal job when it comes to quality, handover timing, but there is always one place when you step in, you feel it's home.
To be honest, home for me is my office, because that's where I spend most of my time. But in terms of developers, like you rightly said, there's a lot of phenomenal developers in Dubai. Some of the ones that we're very active with, we're very active with a lot of smaller developers in Dubai, how we were just discussing right now. But some of the larger developers, obviously Imar and Miras and DP, they've been our favorite developers. We know when I enter into an MR office, it's like, we know all the salespeople, we've been working with a lot of them over many years. DP, the same, we were talking about the sales head just right now, Marwan Al-Kindi, he's a phenomenal guy, someone we've done a lot of work with as well. So I think these two major developers are those that I feel most at ease with, but we're doing a lot of work with a lot of the private developers as well, and there's a lot of them that are doing phenomenal jobs in terms of the projects that they're doing and the quality, and Dubai has just become a lot more safer in terms of investment as well. So a lot of the smaller developers actually are giving you very good value as well. It's not like the old days where just the biggest names are the ones which you have to go for. Even the smaller developers, some of them have a very good edge in certain areas like we were just discussing. And they're competing very well. And they're more sort of boutique style. There's other developers like, for example, Omniyat. They have a few superb projects. Dorchester Collection. They're phenomenal in terms of quality, location, the kind of amenities. And I think Dubai is also stepping into a stage of luxury that it didn't exist in before. Some of these newer projects that are coming online, they've taken luxury to a level that it competes with pretty much every international destination or international luxury destination that you can think of, like LA, New York. I mean, the quality that we have in Dubai is at par, if not better than those places. So a lot of those developers also make you feel more welcome sometimes because they're more boutique, more smaller. Obviously, they value relationships a lot more. So yeah, I think a few of these developers, I can't pinpoint one developer, but there's quite a few really great ones.
We've seen a crazy wave since November 2020, and from January until date, we are on 1st of June, by the way, we've seen over $27 billion of investment pooling in the city. In your opinion, what was the reason, and for how long it's gonna stay like that?
So I mean, obviously the market is literally on fire right now. I mean, we were just discussing every developer is selling out every other launch. I think Dubai as a city has done phenomenally well in terms of advertising itself. Obviously, with the pandemic, making sure that the cases stay low, making sure that the vaccines are there, and we are one of the highest in terms of percentage of population that has already been vaccinated, and obviously keeping the cases low. So I think all of that, and Dubai as a city, as a larger country as well, has done a phenomenal job in terms of marketing itself overseas. And with most of the countries that have closed down, literally everyone's pouring into Dubai. And I think since November, as you rightly said, the market's literally picked up. Both of us, we've seen a lot of super high net worth people move into the city because of the kind of lifestyle that you can enjoy here. Things are open, restaurants are open, malls are open, there's no lockdown, cases counts are still low, and I think this will continue this trend. I mean, till now, the other day I was sitting with one of the top management in Dubai Holdings, and he was telling me, like, Farooq, we are obviously coming up with new launches, and these launches are selling out, and is it going to stay this way? He's like, Farooq, 100%. He's like, if not, this is going to go even crazier now, because there's some major markets in Dubai which are closed, like the market of India, because of traveling restraints. Pakistan is right now closed. He's like, just wait for these places to open up. Once they open up, you'll see people pouring in even bigger numbers, because historically Dubai, India, Pakistan has been one of the largest markets for real estate buyers in Dubai, which is pretty much non-existent right now because of the travel restrictions. So I really think once the other markets like India and Pakistan open up, we'll see a further wave and a further increase in the prices in Dubai. And if you notice in the last few years, 2018, 2019, 2020, we didn't see that many projects being launched or mega projects being launched. We saw a lot of renaming and rebranding of current projects and re-releasing inventory, developers coming up with better payment plans, different shapes and sizes. But we didn't see that much new properties coming in, and we saw a lot of handovers in 19 and 20, which actually caused the market to soften up a little bit. But the fact of the situation is that we're not going to see a lot more handovers in 2021, 2022, and 2023. All the projects that have started launching towards the beginning of 2021, most of their handovers are for another 3 or 4 years. So in the next 2-3 years, you won't see as much new inventory coming into the market, which will cause a further demand for off-plan projects, because there is no availability in the secondary market. Like in today's market, it's actually difficult for you to buy a house. If you ask me, Farooq, get me a great deal on Sidra or getting me a great deal on Maple, it's actually hard. I actually tell my clients, like, it's not easy to buy a house now, because whatever is there, there's 10 buyers for it. Prices have been going up and people have been pouring in. There's the other day I was sitting with a friend of mine who's in the shipping industry. He's like, Farooq, which industries are doing well in Dubai, besides real estate? And I'm like, exactly your point. Because real estate is doing so well, people from different industries. And there were a lot of people in Dubai who had money that were sitting on the sidelines for a few years in Dubai's market because of the prices softening up a little bit. So they didn't really want to enter. Now, all of those people are entering into the market. They're all like, okay, no, wait, now we've seen the bottom. We've seen the bottom. The trend is upward. Let's get onto the trend. We're still in the beginning. I mean, it's only been, like you said, November last year. So let's say 7-8 months since this upward trend has been going on. And I personally believe, this is my guess, that it will stay for the next few years. Obviously, no one knows what the future entails for us, but the way Dubai is going and the way Dubai is improving itself. Just the other day, we received this notice that a lot more companies in Dubai will not need, for example, a local sponsor. a lot of these new rules and new initiatives from the government, the 10-year visa, the golden visa rule, now passports becoming, a thing that, I'm, for someone like myself who's lived in Dubai all my life, and I have a lot of family from the US and Canada and other European countries who always say, why do you guys live in Dubai? Why don't you come to the US? Why don't you come to Canada? You'll get so many facilities here. You'll get the passport. You'll get this. We've always been here for economic purposes, because we're doing well financially. So we stick to Dubai. But eventually there comes a time for everyone, that they're like, okay, now I have a good amount of money. Now I want to invest. Now I want to have some rights. I'm growing older. So I think Dubai allowing those people and retaining those people, those mega rich or those high net worth individuals, they've brought in these initiatives to actually retain those people in the country. So I think all of these new initiatives and all of these Dubai opening up further, making it more comfortable, making it more easy to do business, to open up. A lot of the international companies didn't want to come to Dubai and get a local sponsor. And they didn't want to they didn't understand the idea that, okay, you run a business and you own only 49% of it, or you own 0%. In the case of real estate companies, we own 0% of our company.
Managers.
You're managers at the end of the day. Literally, we don't have anything. So, it's difficult for overseas people to digest this sometimes. We've been in Dubai for a while, so we understand that, this is all perfectly fine. But, with time, I think all of these excellent initiatives that the government is bringing into Dubai, it will further cause more and more international investors to come to Dubai. And I think this will increase the prices in Dubai further over the next few years. And if you compare to Dubai to most major cities around the world, we're still selling real estate at a discount, in my opinion. For having
Dubai is undervalued, that's for
such
sure.
a great infrastructure, such a great community of people, it's excellent in every term. Or in every comparison to any major city around the world. Like Dubai is excellent as a place to live, as a place to enjoy, as a place to visit, as a place to work. For business purposes, it's excellent. So, it's just about time where more and more people are going to learn about Dubai. I think the Expo as well will bring more attention to the city as well. And I think Dubai's real estate market will continue to perform as long as more and more people want to come to Dubai.
And it's all due the wise leadership and handling the crisis the way they handled it. It was handled amazingly, perfectly done. Dubai was the only city and still one of the few cities open around the world for anyone to come. So that was an amazing job for them. Farouk, fast forward 20 years from now, your son is watching this episode on YouTube. Which message would you like to leave?
Oh wow, that's a tough question, but no, hopefully my son's going to be watching this in the next 20 years. I really want to tell him that, obviously, that work hard in your life, always be true to yourself. Family comes first before everything else. Money, business, all of this is secondary. First thing is happiness, and happiness comes from family, comes from good friends, comes from good relationships, and that's what you should invest more time into, rather than just the pursuit for money and success. All of these things will follow. Be positive, be happy. If you're positive and you're happy, you will attract all the success in the world. You will attract money, you will attract good relationships. Having a solid foundation at home, it will boost you in life or in whatever career path he hopefully chooses, and hopefully it's real estate. I'm really trying to push him towards real estate. When the day he was born, I'm not kidding, the day he was born in the hospital, it was a super emotional time for me and my wife. And I literally, the first day I woke him up, I picked him up, I said, Zara, Hamdan is going to be the best guy in real estate, the best developer, agent, salesperson, whatever. He's going to be the biggest and the best. And I really, really hope he goes into real estate after me. And there's a very famous Indian movie that actually talks about how bad it is, that Indian and Pakistani parents, the day the child is born, they tell him, you're either going to be a doctor or an engineer. Those are the two choices. And my wife's like, Farooq, you're not different. You're telling your child that he has to go into real estate. So I was like, no. I pray and I hope that he goes into, but obviously he'll be free to choose whatever he wants to do in life professionally. But the one advice I would give him, that is family and friends and positive relationships around you is a lot more important than business success, and all of the other things are secondary. It's pursuit of happiness and for being a positive and a good person, because when you leave this world, you want to remember people that say, yeah, you know what, Farouk or Anthony, he's a nice guy more than everything else. Yeah, even you yourself, you're known for your successes within the real estate market, but at the end of the day, we want to have people remember us for the fact that we're nice people and for being happy and being positive. It exudes success sooner or later. So that's the piece of advice I'd like to give my son. So I think being positive and being happy in life, I think that's more important than just the pursuit for money and success. I think all of that follows you as long as you're being positive and you're being true to yourself and you're being good with your family and friends.
Wise word from the wise man. Guys, if you're looking for amazing deals in Dubai, feel free to reach me anytime. Not Farouk. I have better deals than him.
For sure.
Thank you so much for watching this episode and see you in the next one.
I can't say anything right now.